Hello and welcome back to a Chip Off the Old Block Toys. This is Jeff, and today we've got part 3 of unboxing and building Star Wars set 75409, which is, well, the official title I don't like, but the official title is Jango Fett's Firespray-Class Starship. It's a lot shorter and appropriate to say Slave 1, because that's what it was called all along until just a few years ago. Anyway, here it is. This thing is 2,970 pieces, and it includes 2 minifigures. It has Jango Fett and baby, well, not really baby, but a younger version of Boba Fett. So we have already started this build. Like I said, this is the 3rd stream, and I can't remember what bag number we're on, but I can tell you that just here in a second. We are on bag number 12. So let's go ahead and switch cameras and get started on this. I was hoping to finish this weekend, but I seriously cannot see finishing this today because we are literally only about halfway through this, and I don't have the time, energy, or stamina to finish this today. I'm actually very tired. Yesterday, I told you guys, I'm going to slide this to the side because we're going to be building some Technic stuff. I mentioned this yesterday that after the stream that I would be getting on the roof with Spencer, and we did. And roofing is, well, at my ripe old age, it's not really, I'm not built for it. Anyway, we did get up there, assessed it, and was able to fix that section. We had to replace, I think it was 6 shingles, and it was a complete mess. Everything up there, like all the shingles wanted to come up because the end strip wasn't working. That they're supposed to be activated by the sun to keep them sticking to each other. It wasn't working. That's why every time the wind blew, it was flapping, and that's why when we get really strong winds, it was tearing some of them off. Don't fear, I knew that was happening before I went up there. So while I was in town this week buying shingles, I also purchased, it's like a tar adhesive that comes in a caulking tube. And we went around and put 2 tubes up there, and we pretty much found as many, well, I can't say we got them all, but I'm pretty sure we got close to all of them because we went up there and we were lifting up the end of shingles, and if they were coming right up, we were tacking it down with that stuff and pushing it back down. So, and that stuff's supposed to dry within 30 minutes. It's supposed to be able to handle wind, and there was like virtually no wind when we did it. So, I'm hoping that we've cured that problem. Unfortunately, we found another problem that I'm not going to be able to take care of. So, I'm going to have to call a roofing company this week and see if I can't get them to come out here and tell me what needs to be done. And this is really weird because I am like seriously missing a piece. Well, oh, there it is. Okay, I'm not missing. I just couldn't find it. And hey, Ken, how's it going? And Ken says, good afternoon, Jeff. I'm sitting here watching my favorite mentor and role model who I look up to. Wow, making the story, I'm blown away. Thanks, Ken. I appreciate that. How you been, man? It's been a while. Are you still working at the same place? And if I remember right, it's a automobile. Oh shoot! I mean, you manufacture parts for automobiles, if I remember right. And I'm sorry, I don't remember exactly. It's that grand old age catching up to me. Grand old age of 19. Never mind that I've been celebrating 19 for almost 31 years. I'm still 19. Trust me. Anyway. Yeah, so we went up there and did some work, and I'm pleased because we were able to fix that problem for, get this, the materials was a total of $87. Sure beats hiring a roofing company. It would have cost me at least $400, maybe $500, $600, who knows. So that's one thing I've always been proud of, is that in my life, it seems like when it comes to houses, I don't have to call someone too often. I'm usually able to figure it out myself. I think that's a blessing / gift that I've been given. And if you're willing to do the work yourself, it usually doesn't cost all that much. So anyway, good stuff. And thanks, Freddie. Freddie says nice video. I appreciate that, Freddie. How's your Sunday afternoon / morning? Well, I guess it's pretty much afternoon everywhere because 11 o'clock here. It's not quite afternoon, but close enough. Well, okay. So you guys know I like to read from News of the Weird when I do a thing on Sunday because that's when it's released. Well, this week I'm going to start off with not the first story. I'm going to start off with a story, and I'm picking this story because literally I saw it in the regular news this week, and I sent it to Mrs. Chip, and I thought it was hilarious. Well, for News of the Weird, it's in there, and it has more detail than the actual news article did. So let's start off with this because this is off the charts. And hey, John, how's it going? And actually, I forget that some of my viewers are younger, so I will not lead with that story. I'm sorry. I'll leave that alone. We'll start with a different story. How's that? All right. This one happened in Auburn, Nebraska. And in Auburn, Nebraska this week, Aiden Orrin White, 25, went to jail on April the 28th. And on charges of felony assault after he struck Sandra Lunsman, 37, and her 7-year-old daughter with his, in air quote, Star Wars lightsaber, close quotes. The little girl was playing with other children when White allegedly hit her. When the mother yelled at him, he charged at her and struck her in the arm with his weapon. Both victims said they experienced pain from the attacks. Police seized the high-quality device constructed of metal and thick plastic after White admitted hitting the victims, who he blamed for a rise in his rent. A judge has ordered a competency evaluation. I think that's, I can agree with needing a competency evaluation. That is a little weird. Don't know why you would blame people that you don't know randomly on the street for raising his rent. And I don't know how hitting somebody with a makeshift lightsaber is going to lower your rent. I'm not really sure how that works. I think I'm unclear on the concept, or maybe he is. Okay. Why is this? Oh, because I'm trying to put it in the wrong spot here. Okay, this goes down. Yeah, today is one of those days where after the stream, I need to leave town, literally, and I need to go buy some grocery. And I live in a very small town where pretty much everything's closed on a Sunday. And it doesn't matter anyway. I like the local grocery store. I like it if I just miss an item or two. Like maybe if I'm going to make tacos and I realize maybe I had the lettuce for too long and I got to go buy it. I don't mind going there for that. But one thing I don't like is just doing my regular grocery shopping there because it is rather pricey. Oh, wow, this is... So we're going to leave town and we're going to go to Walmart, and it's about an hour. It's like 40 minutes away. Okay, so this goes here. And I'm just trying to figure this out. And Ken says, yes, indifference and ZF. Okay, yeah. I knew you worked at an automobile place. And it's awesome. I did have a good conversation last night. I have an older sister who actually lives on the way to that Walmart I was just telling you about. And we were talking, and I was, telling her about how my job's disappearing as of June the 30th. And she let me know of a few job openings right now. And one of them, I'm not going to say too much because I don't want to jinx it, but I can tell you that it's a government position, and they're looking for somebody who has analytics, which is exactly what I used to do for the hospital. And they want someone with not just analytical experience, but has a degree in accounting or experience in accounting or finance, which I have both because I have an accounting degree. So it sounds like a pretty good job for me. I just learned about it, so I'll need to apply for it this coming week. Excited about the possibilities, though. Oh, boy. I hear something outside, and I think I know exactly what it is. And if it's what I think it is, I am going to have some words with my contractor. I think I hear, I always get it wrong. It's like fascia. It's that little metal piece that goes over the trim on the outside of the house, just below the roof line. And I had that replaced because it had been ripped off by wind previously before I moved into this house. So I had it replaced in October. Well, what I'm hearing right now in the wind is I believe I hear that being, I think it's torn away from the house thumb and it's slapping the house. And that just aggravates me because I just got it replaced in October. It should not be an issue this early on. And my neighbor, he does have a ladder he said I can borrow anytime, but my ladder won't reach that. Oh, that's cool. So if you look here, this ramp right here kind of depresses so you can get in and out of the ship easily. I like that. Okay. Well, it tells me to grab book number 2, so I think I'll grab that. Oh, I agree. I spent a couple grand. Mrs. Chip, well, actually, she did too. It's her money too. We spent a couple grand on these repairs, and there's no way that, and this is not the first thing that this contractor did that has already started coming apart. So yes, I'm very unhappy with that. If you guys would, I hate doing this. I really do, but I have to because, well, it's just a necessary evil when you're on YouTube. I got to keep reminding people to hit that like button and to check, make sure they're still subscribed. And if you feel like I've earned your subscription, to subscribe. I also need to remind you that if you're watching this on the replay, please leave me a comment. It does help the channel. And also to turn on all notifications. And I don't like doing that because every YouTuber always says that. And it's not that I want to irritate you with it. It's just that, honestly, it just helps. And seeing as I'm losing my job here soon, it would be awesome if YouTube would quit playing around and monetize this channel. Because then maybe I wouldn't have to look for a job. But I know I'm living the pipe dream when I say all that. But nonetheless, it could happen. So if you would do any of those things or all of them, I would appreciate it. Also, if you guys don't know, I do have a Bricklink store. And in the Bricklink store, we have plenty of parts. And if you need parts, please head to my Bricklink store, see if I have it. I do ship rather quickly. Not as quick as I used to, and that's not my fault. I'll get into that in a minute. But yeah, if you guys would need some pieces, please check my store first. About the shipping, the reason that it's not as quick as it used to be, it's not my fault. My local post office used to get 2 trucks every day. They used to get a truck first thing in the morning, and they used to get one at about 2:45 in the afternoon. Now that 2:45 truck it was awesome, because what I would do is I would just go and, any orders that came in when I woke up, I would do them, get to the post office before 2:45, and then those orders would go out that day. And that was awesome. Well, in order to save money, because the post office is losing money here in the States, they had the grand old idea of terminating that truck in the afternoon. And so now we only get 1 truck in the morning, and that truck delivers the mail for it to be delivered that day, and it picks up any mail that came from the day before. So even if I wake up early and I put your packages together and I drop it off at the post office before they close, it will not go out until the next day, and there's nothing I can do about that. So I'm still processing things the same, but because of what they did, it's automatically going to take 1 day longer to get to you. And at first I was scared about the effects that it would have upon my deliveries and that kind of stuff. But what I've learned is the post office has done that across the country in several locations. So it's something that is affecting most Bricklink sellers, or any seller at all, really. So, and if it's affecting everybody and not just my store, then it's not really, everyone's facing that problem. So it's not just a problem I have to deal with. And I don't think it hits me as adversely when so many different people are affected by the same thing. So, yeah. All right. Well, and hey, Snowman Films, how you doing? It's good to see you. And by the way, let me know in the comments what you think of this. I am interested in whether you guys like the fact that I buy these sets with my own money. And the reason I asked that, and okay, I don't trash talk people very often, and I'm going to trash talk very lightly here. One of my issues with Lego channels that I see is that any of them that are sponsored, or Lego gives them the free sets, they're really not at liberty to tell you what they really think of a set. If you guys remember when I did my review of Jabba's Sail Barge a couple months ago, I was very clear that I liked the set. I liked the detail. What I didn't like is that it was missing basic characters like C-3PO, Han Solo, Luke Skywalker, which to me, I honestly thought that was a tragedy, because, well, after all, Luke was responsible for taking down the Sail Barge in the movie, so maybe he should be in there. And I said that because they were missing characters that mattered to me, that maybe they should have lowered the price a little bit. And I gave you the price point. I think I said $100 less. I can't remember, because it was $500 set. Anyways, I'm at liberty to say that kind of stuff because Lego didn't buy my Lego for me. They didn't give it to me. And so you get straight, honest reviews. And that's what I want to know is, do you guys like that kind of stuff? Am I wasting my time and money doing it? You guys let me know. And it's important. I do need to know whether you like the good old honest reviews, or do you want me to be what I consider cheesy like everybody else and give you that fake grin and the stupid thumbnails and holding the box with the big old cheesy grin and say everything is awesome just like the movie and never tell you anything negative about a set? Tell me what you prefer. And yes, I was being rather hyperbolic and negative about that. It does. It's a pet peeve of mine. That's why I do my reviews. And I haven't done too many lately, but that's because my son's accident. But he's healing up and back to work, so I should be able to get more done in the way of the YouTube channel. Now things are returning to normal. I don't know what we're building right here, but sure the heck is intricate, whatever it is. Okay. Okay. I'm going to give a small warning. If you are under the age of 18, although the story does not go too much into detail, if you're not comfortable with hearing about things of a sexual nature, cover your ears for about 20, 30 seconds. Because this story here is funny. I found it in the news, gave it to Miss Chip, or sent it to her, shared it with her, and then now it showed up on News of the Weird, and they have more detail than the actual news story did. So this is why I found this one particularly funny. Okay, so this one happened in Slidell, Louisiana. Lowe's home improvement store was at the site of a startling discovery on May 11th when 66-year-old James Calavis of Jasper, Georgia, was found in a display storage shed at the store with his pants around his ankle and a tube of Vaseline at hand. Choice of words. The smoking gun reported that Calavis admitted pleasuring himself while watching YouTube in the shed. He was arrested for obscenity and booked into the county jail. Yeah. I don't know really what more value I could add to that, so I will leave that one right where they left it. To each his own. Okay. Now, here's another story that is very fitting for the area of the country I live in. You guys don't know I'm in Idaho. And it is technically called the Gem State. Now, Mrs. Chip, excuse me, I don't know what's going on there. Mrs. Chip is originally from Idaho. And when I first started dating her, I used to tease her and tell her it's called the Potato State, not the Gem State. But officially, it is officially and legally the Gem State. But, okay, most people know about the potatoes that are grown here. And so, this next story is very fitting from a guy who lives in southeast Idaho. All right. Folks in Richmond, Virginia were treated to a starchy site on May 13th as a, get this, 4-ton potato. 4 tons. It's 8,000 freaking pounds of potatoes. My goodness, I don't think I could ever get through that in a lifetime. Made a stop as part of its 13th year of cross-country touring. Okay. All right. You heard that right. There is a 4-ton / 8,000 pound potato making a tour around the country and has been doing it for so long that it's the 13th year of it. Now, how they kept that thing from becoming a giant glass of vodka, I don't know. Don't care. All right. The tour is sponsored by, get this, the Idaho Potato Commission. And it started in 2012 as just a 1-year campaign. But it was so popular that the tater has been on the road ever since. And it's being promoted by the American Heart Association and the American Diabetes Association. Oh, okay. So there you have it, guys. An 8,000 pound potato touring the country. I mean, it would be funner if it's the Rolling Stones, but, touring. But we have a potato touring the country. That is sponsored by the Idaho Potato Commission and the American Heart Association and the American Diabetes Association. You can't make this stuff up, guys. And hello, Luffy, if I said that right. How you doing, man? Yeah, I don't know what to tell you guys. This is why I like News of the Weird. This guy somehow scours the internet, and I don't know how he does it. I don't know how he finds it, because he does it every week, so it's pretty frequent. And he gives us these stories of the weirdest things that happened just in the last week or two. Because sometimes I guess he doesn't find it and doesn't make that run, so it's on the next week. But it's fairly recent, these things that happen. And you got to admit, there's some weird stuff going on in this world. What can I say? And potatoes does a body good instead of milk. Yeah, well, I agree. They both do the body good. The tragic thing is, and maybe you guys don't want to hear this, but you know me, I share my life. I grew up drinking milk, and I grew up drinking milk like you wouldn't believe. I love it. However, I have learned in my adult life that for most of my life, I never realized why I had certain problems. This is kind of gross, but I'll just tell you, I've had, I was diagnosed with irritable bowel syndrome way back. And what we found is I do not have that. I was diagnosed with that and given all kinds of medications to try to control it for years, probably the tune of about 15 years. Different doctors, different this, different that, and they all said the same thing: irritable bowel syndrome. Let's try this medication. Oh, that's not working. Let's try this medication. And finally, I got a really good doctor who said, "You know what? I don't think you have irritable bowel syndrome." He says, "Do this for me. No dairy, not even yogurt, for a full month. Let's see what happens." And did you know that after only 3 days of no dairy, everything cleared up and I haven't had a problem with it? And we figured out that I have a mild case of lactose intolerance, but not, well, he calls it a lactose sensitivity. So even though I love milk, the only kind I can have is the kind that is lactose free. And that is definitely an acquired taste, guys, let me tell you. However, I am really happy to have figured that out, because life was quite miserable. How miserable? Let's just say I used to drink. I used to eat at least one little thing of yogurt every morning for breakfast for years, which means I was constantly aggravating said problem for years. So a glutton for punishment? Yes, I was. But now that I know that, I don't do that. And I can still enjoy dairy products, by the way. There's a product on the market that's sold at Walmart, and I don't remember the name of it. I just have it. It's like a little supplement thing. It has enzymes to help you break down lactose. And all I need to do is take that pill right before I have any dairy, and I have no issues. So I can still enjoy it, but I got to have that bottle close by, and sometimes I don't, so I can't enjoy it, and I got to forego it. Okay, so now we built this here, and there we go. And it has this cylinder here in the middle. Oh, there you go, a little round thing. I'm not quite sure what it does yet. I'll let you know when I find out. Oh, okay. I was supposed to put these old things on there. Let's do that. Okay. And these kind of just, there's pins all the way down, and this locks this on so it won't come off anymore. So very important. Let's move right along. I opened up 7 bags. Like I said, I was hoping to finish this today. It will not happen today. So I think I've got 6 bags sitting over there unopened. So I think that's one more live stream. I'm not going to do it tomorrow. This is my 3rd day in a row of doing live streams, so I need a little bit of a break. I would say either Tuesday or Wednesday before work, and I work at 4 o'clock my time, so that's Mountain Time. So sometime this week I will do the other one, do the last one and finish this up. And then I know where the other version of the Ultimate Collector Series is. I'm going to build it, and we're going to compare them side by side. That's going to be a video by the end of the week. Okay, I'm not really sure what this is. I don't remember this in the movies. But you know what? I'm not gonna doubt. I'm just gonna do it. Which, by the way, I was telling you about that issue of the fascia hitting the house. The stupid thing is if I could borrow my neighbor's ladder today, I could fix that in like 5 minutes. A couple years ago, I bought the sheet metal screws, and that's what fascia is made out of, sheet metal. And I bought it for the shop because the shop, it needed, the walls were coming apart, and the sheet metal for the walls was coming off. And so I bought sheet metal screws that have a little rubber washer on the end of it, so it keeps it watertight once it's up against the building. And I still have at least one box unopened of those screws, and they're the same color as the fascia too that's already out there. So I just need to get up. I need to see if my neighbor's home, and if he is, borrow his ladder, get up there, put about 20 screws in that damn thing before it goes tearing off, and I'll be fine. But it is annoying to have paid someone to do it, and I mean, here we are. Is this job security? Are they doing it crappy because they think you'll call them back to fix it again? Well, they're wrong, because I won't. I've owned a couple houses in my day, and let me tell you guys, I pride myself in the fact that I do my work right, and whenever I work on something, it's years and years before it ever has to be touched again, because I maybe even do overkill sometimes fastening things down. But I don't know about you, but having something repaired just a couple months ago and having to get back up there to have it done again is absolute freaking insanity, and it's annoying, and it's a waste of time. So when I go up there, I'm probably going to drive, I don't know, like I said, 20 screws into the dang thing. Hey, John, how's it going? And that's also one of the considerations for wanting to sell the house, is that I just put so much into this house. And I really mean that. If you've been following the channel all this time, you'll have heard of some of the adventures that I've had with trying to keep this house afloat. Okay, what did I... Oh, no, I did it right. All right. As soon as I finish this little section, I'm going to read another one of those News of the Weird for y'all. Sometimes I don't feel like I can even walk and chew bubble gum at the same time. So one thing at a time. Okay, here we go. Okay, that Yeah. Oh, okay. It's supposed to be like that. It's supposed to be a little bit off. Okay, sorry. I've never had building techniques such as this one, so. Oh my goodness. This next story is absolutely off the charts, and I'm not so sure YouTube will even want me to read it, but I'm going to anyway. Okay. Ashley Pardo, 33, of San Antonio, which is where my granddaughter lives, was arrested on May 12th and charged with aiding in the commission of terrorism. How did she get that criminal charge? Well, I'm about ready to tell you. They're related to Pardo allegedly supplying her middle school son with ammunition and tactical gear in exchange for him babysitting his younger siblings. Wow. Instead of some hard, cold cash, kid, let me give you some SWAT team gear, and we'll see. Nothing bad will happen. No, it's good. It's good. Okay. Police were called to the home on May 12th after the grandmother saw the rifle and pistol magazines loaded with live ammunition in his room, along with a homemade explosive device. Wow. Jeremiah Rhodes Middle School had clocked his interest in violence, but Pardo expressed to the school her support of his violence expressions and drawings and doesn't feel concerned with his behavior. Ooh, Mother of the Year award coming around. I feel it. Okay. On May 12th, he went to school and then left campus, after which extra security was put in place. He was later located somewhere else and charged with an undisclosed crime. Wow. How in the heck do you give a kid tactical gear? Yeah, guys, I don't know. I'm at a loss for this one. There are more stories, and we'll get to those eventually. Next, what I'm going to tell you is, like I was saying, I did some brainstorming last night with my sister and was able to figure out that because she's also searching for a job right now, and there are quite a few jobs available in our area. So that's good news, guys. And there's even some here in my small town. And one of them is a bus driver. I'm not so sure I really want to drive kids around, but and I used to have my CDL, so it wouldn't be that hard for me to get it back. And I voluntarily gave it up. I didn't lose my CDL. So yeah, that's a possibility. It pays about the same as what I'm getting paid now. The only difference is I don't have to drive an hour to work. It's actually the place for the buses is I can almost see it from my house, so it's pretty close by. So that's a possibility. Oh boy. Okay. Oh, it wants me to put a sticker on there. John, how is your day going? What are you up to today? All right. All right. So this next story, well, this is called News of the Weird, and it's living up to its name today. Let me tell you. Well, first of all, my phone just went off. Let's see what we got. Oh, who cares? There's a story about In-N-Out Burger. I really don't care. I don't think In-N-Out Burger is all the rage that some people give it. Okay, let's slide that over. Let's slide over this. Okay, so we're on bag 15, by the way. All right. Okay, Employee of the Month is what this one's called for the story. And this story I've read ahead. It is a little weird. Didn't realize that. Anyway, we'll just get to it. Seth Davison, he's 24 years old, and he's an employee of Oaklawn Memorial Gardens, which is a cemetery in Fisher, Indiana. He was arrested on May the 12th. Why would you say? Why was he arrested, would you ask? Well, I'm going to tell you. Because he dug up a grave. Why would someone go grave digging? Well, I'm sure he thought this was a good reason, but he did it with the express purpose of retrieving a gold ring from a buried urn. Oh, boy. Officers patrolling the area that evening noticed an empty car parked nearby the cemetery. As they investigated, Davison walked out of the woods, covered in dirt, and said that it was his car. He told officers he hasn't been able to stop thinking about the ring, which he intended to pawn. Oh, boy. Prosecutors charged him with cemetery mischief, criminal trespass, and theft. What a way to get a criminal charge and lose your job at the same time. You work at a cemetery and you decide to go grave digging. I think someone was unclear about several concepts in the story. And I'll just say right now, I don't care what religion you are. I don't care if you're not religious. I think the majority of people would agree with me when I say that grave digging, robbing is absolutely just deplorable. I mean, you're stealing from somebody who just can't simply defend themselves. They're no longer here. And it doesn't matter. I've heard excuses like, well, they're no longer here. That's why I took it. Okay, you know what? It doesn't matter. It was theirs. They earned it in life. They should be able to keep it in death. And you just don't have any, you have no claim to it. I don't know why people do that kind of stuff. Absolutely deplorable. I mean, I'd be upset if someone tried to dig up my grandma or grandpa to steal some jewelry. I mean, what the heck, man? And I mean, wouldn't you be afraid too they'd come back and haunt you for doing something so stupid? I know I would be. I mean, I wouldn't do it to begin with, but I mean, I would be kind of afraid. I mean, I do believe in ghosts and stuff. Not like ghost hunters, because that shit's fake. But I do wonder about that kind of stuff. And anyway, before I get too far in what I believe and that kind of stuff, don't go digging up graves. However, I will say, you guys know that I like true crime, right? I don't remember the details exactly, but this guy almost got away with a murder. What the heck was that, Mrs. Chip? You trying to say something? So you guys know I like true crime. There was a guy who murdered a young gal, and he almost got away with it. And the reason he got away with it was because he lived right next to a cemetery, and he noticed that there was a grave that was just dug that day, and they put a casket in there. And what he did was, in the middle of the night, after he murdered said young girl, he ended up digging up that grave that was dug just that day. And he dug it a little deeper, stuck the young lady's body in there, and then put the old casket, like dug it a little deeper, stuck her body in there, and then put the casket and then the stuff back. And nobody noticed. In fact, the only reason that he got caught is the guy couldn't keep his mouth shut, and he bragged to a friend who the friend then told the police, and then the police then did their digging, literally, and because he gave him the details, which was stupid, he should have done that. The police actually literally dug up that grave and found the young lady's body underneath the casket of the other body. So, I mean, I don't want to say that was ingenious. It kind of was. And if he would have kept his mouth shut, he probably would have got away with it. But I don't condone that, and I don't think that people should be geniuses and committing crime. I think you should spend your time trying to do other things. But yeah. Let's see, where's this go? Okay. So we just installed this right here. And I don't know what's next, so let's keep going. Oh, we're actually working on the ship itself. Yeah, Mrs. Chip, I'm sure it was a ghost. I guess I should bring this on camera so you can see me do this. Okay, let's do this. All right. Oh, I heard about this story in the regular news. Again, I don't condone this behavior. I think it's weird. I think people are weird. I don't know why people think they're going to get away with such stuff. But that's not the importance of this. It's just to share with you that people are weird. And this next story is weird. Okay, a kindergartner in Greater Johnstown, Pennsylvania school district brought treats to school on May 14th. Unfortunately, the tasty items were Jell-O shots. Yes, we have 5- and 6-year-olds going to school with Jell-O shots. 3 students partook of the treats. When school officials learned about the shots, immediate action was taken, with the kids going to the nurse's office and the local hospital for evaluation out of an abundance of caution. The school district is working with authorities to find out how the student came in possession of the shots. He didn't do his research, because I remember the actual story. His mother bought them, is what she did. And she claimed to not know that they were, she said, well, it did say shots on there, but she didn't believe that, she thought there was a gag or something is what she said, but whatever. I mean, why you would send your kid to school with Jell-O shots is beyond me. But yeah, that happened. And yeah, the mother was arrested. So yeah, there you go. Don't give 6-year-old kids, 5-year-old kids Jell-O shots to take for snack time at school. And you will not face the consequences of that. And we've got other stories. What I will say too is that, and I'll get off news of the weird for a second, and let me talk about the channel a little bit here. One of the things that, the house has been for sale, and you guys know that. I've told you that. And I have no idea if the house is going to sell. The market is softening quite a bit. In fact, I try to keep on top of that news. And what the heck? Why is that side okay? Okay, that's not cool, guys. I got to figure this out. Oh, okay. Now I know. Let me fix that. I missed a piece. There we go. Now we're good. Okay, so my house has been for sale for a couple months now, and I have been trying to do what I can to make the house attractive to sell. However, that's not going as good as I'd like. And it's not just my house that's an issue. Nationwide, the amount of houses that are for sale, what they call inventory, has absolutely exploded. And there's a ton of people who have been holding out because during the pandemic, I mean, I had one house where the interest rate was at 2.25, and interest rates have risen. People were hoping they go back down. There's lots of reasons, but basically there wasn't near as many houses on the market. That has now changed. There is quite a few houses. In fact, some markets have seen a 500% increase since the pandemic levels. So that just tells you right there that a lot of people held out for a while, and now the flood waters are starting to break through the dam, and people are putting their houses on the market, and quite a few are. So that's one problem, is that there's a lot of houses on the market. The other problem is, with interest rates being as high as they are, there's not near as many buyers in the market. And the housing prices during COVID, or the pandemic, whatever you want to call it, the prices went up because there was a housing shortage of houses that were on the market. So there was a lot of little factors that went into it. Well, now we're kind of seeing the culmination of all of that, and it's really wrecking the house market. Hello, Hoarder. How you doing? How's your Sunday afternoon going? So I've had tire kickers. I've had people come by and, we like your house. We'd like to buy it. Okay, great. Why don't you go ahead and buy it then? Oh, no, we can't do that. That literally is what's going on. So I don't know if this house is going to sell. And I'm not the kind of person that's just going to sit around and wait for bad stuff to happen. I'm going to try to make things happen. And in my case, I have been mapping out what needs to happen in order to make this channel better. And I've got some ideas from you guys in the comments, which I appreciate. And I've wrote down everything everyone said. And for the most part, I like everything that was said. There was only one person in particular that was kind of nasty, and I don't care. This person's always nasty. I kind of know him in real life, kind of. And this person's just nasty. So we'll disregard his opinion. But everyone else, thank you for your suggestions. What I plan on doing is implementing those suggestions. And one of the things I plan on doing is, I've been told my background is boring. I agree. It is boring. Didn't know what to do. So I'm in the middle of designing a bookcase that will go behind me. And it's a bookcase that will be made out of Lego. And it'll allow me to display different sets and stuff right behind me. And I can change it up because I'm planning on making the blocks with Technic bricks with pins. Anyway, I think that'll be pretty interesting. And I can rotate what's behind there. So that's one suggestion. The other suggestion that I got was, people want to see more city videos. I couldn't agree with you more. You're correct on that. City videos, I think, would help. So there's that. And then I've got the most requested I got is, people want to see me finish and work on the Avengers Tower. So that's some things that are going to happen. I also heard that you guys want me to wear shirts that are related to whatever I'm building. And so, again, today I don't have a Jango Fett, but I do have a Mandalorian shirt that is similar to the color of what Jango Fett's uniform or suit was. So I'm trying to make that a reality. Let me slide this over so I can build this. So I am taking your suggestions, and there were other suggestions. One person said better lighting. I'm going to have to look into that. I admit I'm not an expert in lighting. In fact, this whole entire genre of doing YouTube is, even though I've been doing it for a couple years, I still feel like I'm brand new at it, and I don't feel like I have a very good grasp on things. But I'm trying, and I'm going to try harder. So, and as far as the city goes, I've got a lot of plans for it. Now, keep in mind, the one couple caveats, I need to find time to do it. And as long as I have this job where I'm commuting, which, like, it is going to end, that's going to be really hard to do. The other thing is, of course, finances. Unfortunately, that's a dirty word that we need to talk about because finances is always a problem. So I need the money to build these things. And I've got all kinds of ideas for the city. I know what I want to do. In fact, the new riverboat that came out that I purchased, I haven't built it yet. I have even adjusted my city plans to include the riverboat. So I'm trying. I've got a lot of different things in my head bouncing around. And yes, I actually have a drawn out plan of what I want the city to look like. The good news is the plan is not so rigid that it won't allow me to make changes. In fact, some of the areas of the city I don't have mapped out at all, really. It'll just say something like residential area. And so that's about the extent of what I've thought about. And then I've got an industrial area. And then I've got a office thing. So, wow. I was thinking of making a minifigure case that all the minifigure stands were attached to tank tracks, linked together, 300 long and 12 rows of them. Then the figs on that display could change with the push of a button. Yeah, that would be pretty cool. I've got, oh my gosh, I've got minifigures like you wouldn't believe. So yeah, that's actually, I'd love to see that. I hope you do that. I don't know if you keep track of your Lego collection on like Rebrickable or Brick Set. I keep track of mine on Brick Set, and I can tell you right now, it says, and this isn't my whole entire collection because I haven't gone through and categorized it or cataloged all of it yet. But even with that said, I've got 5,052 minifigures in the sets that I have cataloged so far. And you could double the amount of figs on off the display. Yeah, that'd be pretty cool. If you're talking about me doing it, I mean, I could always look into it. I actually think that's a pretty good idea. And I imagine you're talking about the little case thing with the clear plastic with the looks like little 1x1 bricks, and they display, but they're all together. And yeah, I think I know what you're talking about. Oh shoot! Here I am throwing pieces around that I actually need. Oh. Enzo just looked at me and gave me a look like, "What is wrong with you, dude?" And my answer to that, Enzo, is how much time you got. We can tell you. No, I'm just kidding. He just growled at me. Oh gosh, that dog's worth every little bit. All right. Okay, so we just added this chunk right here, and obviously that's going to be for the wings right here. And I think that usually they if you pick it up, they stay horizontal. I'm not sure if they're going to be able to do that. They did that on the other Ultimate Collector Series version of this Boba Fett ship way back. Anyway, yeah. Cute Enzo. Yes, he is absolutely. He's crazy. I did play a game with Enzo yesterday. I want to tell you guys about this. Let me catch up on the comments first. Hoarder said he'd love to catalog his entire collection, and I would too. I started it, and it's in progress. And I think somehow I get the feeling it's always going to be in progress, but that's just me. And I forgot a piece here. And John says, "Oh wow, that hunk of junk. Oh, I mean plastic. Yeah, it is." And actually, one of these sets that I got recently was a gift with purchase, and it was a poly bag of the Millennium Falcon. And the first thing I thought of was Luke Skywalker's comment, "What a hunk of junk." Okay. Oh, so we're going to be doing a little bit of stuff on the side. Okay, so back to the story I promised I'd tell you. So yesterday, my son and I, Spencer, after we were done with the roof, we were just sitting around talking. And as we were talking, my son made the comment that, well, I've never seen Enzo riled up. And I'll admit, Enzo doesn't really get riled up. But because I'm his owner, I do know how to rile him up. So what did I do? Well, I was sitting on the couch when Spencer said this. So I decided to lay down on the couch. And if you ask Enzo if he wants to go, oh, he gets excited. In fact, he did perk up just a little bit there. Just ask him if he wants to go. And if you do that, he does perk up. So anyway, I pretended like I was sleeping on the couch, and I was like, "Enzo, you want to go?" And oh my goodness, Enzo darts down the stairs, comes up to me, and he's like confused. He's like, "Wait a minute, I know I heard him say it, but he's sleeping. Well, who said it?" And you could just see it on his face because I have kind of one eye cracked open. And I waited for Enzo to kind of back off a little bit. And then I was like, "Hey, Enzo, you want to go?" And he got so excited. And he comes up to me, and I'm still faking like I'm sleeping. And he like takes his head and starts nudging my arm, trying to move it, trying to wake me up. And I pretended like I was sleeping, didn't budge. And then he turned away from me to go up the stairs, and I said it again. And this time he actually got up on his hind legs and put his paws on my torso, his front paws, me laying on the couch, trying to get me to get up and go. And at that point, I felt obligated to go somewhere because I was teasing the out of him. So we end up going to Burger King, and when I go to Burger King, oftentimes I get the dog just a plain hamburger patty, and give it to him. And I did that this time too. I got him a plain patty for him to eat. So anyway, I did get him riled up as requested. So it was a lot of fun. Oh my gosh, it's just so funny just to watch him. He's just over there without a care in the world. And actually, that is one of the things I do like about the dog. He doesn't get riled up by too much. He really doesn't. He's a pretty chillax dog. Okay. Oh, shoot. Well, I guess that's one reason being a little overweight helps. Just stick your belly up against the table and pieces can't fall on the floor. Okay. All right, so we're on to bag number 17. One second, guys. I'm going to do something here just because I've been mentioning him. Come here, Enzo. I can't see you. Come on. There you go. Here's kind of the unofficial mascot of the channel right here is Mr. Enzo. I don't know how old Enzo is because he's a rescue. And hello, Lego Trooper. Good to see you. You got my reference. Yes, I did. he yeah, he was a rescue. So I don't know how old he is. When I got him, I took him to the vet for a checkup, and the vet said based off his teeth, he estimates that he was 5 years old. Well, I've had him for 3 years. So we can only estimate that he is 8 years old right now. We have really no idea how old he really is. He doesn't act old at all, and I don't know. I know larger breeds don't last that long as smaller breeds. So I have no idea the lifespan of this dog. Oh, that's cute. He's laying his head on my. Oh, you guys see that? Okay. So I have no idea the lifespan of a larger dog like this. But yeah, I've had him for 3 years, a little over 3 years, and I've enjoyed it. He was a little challenging at first because he was a rescue. But we're definitely done with that phase. Oh, boy. Oh, well, I have to turn around the ship. I was like wondering, oh, boy, where does this go? But, yeah, well, you got to turn around the ship first. Okay. John says I'm the father, not the owner. So in some ways, I do feel that way with him. And thanks, Mrs. Chip. He is sweet. He's definitely a keeper. I think the problems that I had with Enzo was simply because I don't think he ever had a close bond with a human. I mean, I can tell from certain things he hates being out in the dog run. I mean, he hates it. He has tried to chew his way through it. He's tried. I mean, he's tried escaping from it so many times. I get the feeling that what he's trying to tell me is, please don't put me out here. The last person that had me kept me out here all the time. I mean, I don't know that. You can't talk to a dog. You can't sit him down. There's no dog psychiatrists, so you can't figure that out. But based off his behavior, I think that's one of the things that I've learned about him is that I think he was just left out there. It just seems like it. And I don't ever, the only times I put him in a dog run is when I go somewhere and I can't take him with me. Like when I leave town sometimes, like today when I go to Costco, I'm probably not going to be able to take him with me. So I'm going to have to probably put him out in the pen, as I call it. And he's not going to like it. But he's learned with me. I tell him every single time I put him out there, I tell him I'll be back. I tell him I love him. And he doesn't try to chew through the chain link fence anymore that borders the whole entire thing. So he's done pretty good. He's a really good dog. He's really sweet, as Mrs. Chip said. And I am really glad things worked out between me and him because I have to say that when I had him, I would think it was about the 4-month mark that I had him. He was such a pain in the ass and challenging me and just doing some really dumb things. I actually considered for a time dropping him back off at the pound and just being done with him. It was just too much stress for me at the time. However, I'm really glad I didn't because now he's just a really obedient dog. I don't even have to put him on a leash, guys. I could put him outside with me and he just hangs around me. And he doesn't need a leash. He doesn't run off. Now, if you leave him outside with no leash on, eventually he does wander off, but he doesn't go bolting off. And, as soon as you call his name, he comes running back. So it's not that big of a deal. He's actually wants to be around me. And that's a compliment in itself. So dogs are awesome. I know we got some dog lovers on here. John's a big dog lover. In fact, he has a YouTube channel dedicated to his dog. However, He's in the process of getting another dog because his passed. But yeah, I know we got some dog lovers out here. Oh boy. Ooh. Jeez, I don't know why I'm tired, guys. And on top of that, I need to drive all the way down to freaking Ogden. It's a little over an hour away. That's the close. Well, it's not actually the closest Costco. Closest Costco is Pocatello, but it's a little less than an hour north, but it's about the same distance. It's not that much closer. And I don't know. I know Mrs. Chip used to live in Pocatello, but I don't really like Pocatello. I think it's a dirty city. I don't shop there very often. I don't go up there very often. In fact, last time I was up there was when Spencer had his follow-up appointment for his accident, because that was the hospital that they med-flighted him to. So John says, I took the day off, no exercise, been inverting 5-mile walks for a month. Oh, wow. I actually took Enzo for a walk yesterday. And that's another thing this dog enjoys. My goodness, you take him on a walk, he'll be your best friend for the next 5 minutes. Oh, you've been averaging. Oh, okay. That makes more sense. All right. Sorry, John. Totally misread that. 5 miles is pretty good, man. What is that? About 12,500 steps, approximately? Mr. Spencer should be home soon. Not even, depends on how intently you go. Okay. All right. Yeah, Spencer got out of the house today. He decided to go to church. Oh, shoot. Oh, come on. Oh, I was afraid of that. Shoot. There it goes. One of the pieces, there's like this little cavity. And if it goes too far to fall in there, and it did, and I was afraid I wasn't going to get it back. But I got it. Got it. It's good. I feel another News of the Weird coming on. By the way, in Brickset, I've cataloged 1,505 sets, 1,505. And, oh boy. Oh, there it is. I have about another 500 in the catalog, so that's not the full thing. And let's see. I have 1,036,611 pieces in those 1,500 sets. Now, that is just what's in the sets. I have a ton of loose pieces. If you've ever seen my Lego collection tour videos, I probably got another 2 million loose pieces. Not kidding. And I acquired a lot of the stuff from garage sales and eBay back when it was younger, when you could still bid on things. And anyway, I don't normally pay full price for my Lego. I try to find ways to save money, even if it is using my good old trusty credit card with 1.5% back. But also, because Mrs. Chip is military, our bank is USAA. And USAA, if you use what they call their member shop feature, it depends. I've seen them give up to 5% off for Lego through buying through that link, but it's kind of weird because sometimes it's only 1.5%. It just, every time you sign on, it seems like it's a different number. But I also shop always through my member shop link, and that with my credit card with 1.5% off, and the Lego Insider points. A lot of times I can get the Legos for cheaper doing all that. Speak of the devil, he's home. Hi, Spencer.
Hey, you on the phone?
Doing a live stream.
Oh.
So we've got one more bag after this one, and then I'm going to call it quits for the day. Like I said, this didn't go the way that I had hoped. So we'll see about one of these days this week. It won't be tomorrow because, like I said, I did this 3 days in a row. But probably Tuesday or Wednesday in the morning time, I'm going to just get up early that day, and we'll do one more live stream to finish this. After all, I think I counted 6 bags over there, and we did 7 today, so it would be about the same amount of time on a live stream. But it's definitely going to be finished this week. And then I'm going to work on the Avengers Tower. I'd love to say by the end of the week, but I know more realistically it will be the start of next week. Not meaning this week, but next week, as in like a week from now. And I do need to find some time, guys, because I've got so many Lego sets over there that need to be built. Maybe that'll be the time period that I immediately following not having a job that's coming up here. Okay, so this one goes here. And the yellow strip goes on the inside. Okay. There we go. Stickers, the bane of my existence. John says I only got about 10,000 done yesterday and Friday. Okay. Not trying to outdo you, John. I think those are great accomplishments. I have also been focusing on my steps, and the last 3 days I have gotten over 12,000. That's one thing that I don't like about my job is that I sit a lot, and there really isn't a whole lot I can do about that. My job requires me to sit. I mean, because of the nature of my work. So I really hope that's why I've been trying to focus on my steps. Because I don't want to, I've already gained a lot of my weight back that I lost, and that's kind of depressing. Okay, well, I forgot a piece. Let me throw that on here. Right there. Okay. Okay. All right, we got one more bag after this, and then I'm going to call it quits for the day. I can see by the type of pieces that we are doing a lot of the outer shell right now, which I'm excited to do, because this is where it really starts taking shape, is when you start working on the outer shell. Okay, got that. Well, let's talk about the city and my plans for it. Keep in mind that there's a lot of things I can't tell you because I don't want to spoil it. But an example is, and I guess I could tell you this because I'm not going to reveal exactly what building it is. But I saw a building in real life, a picture of it yesterday. And it was so awesome looking. And I thought of some building techniques on how to build it, that kind of thing. And then I thought about some ways to modify it already to make it even look cooler, or what I perceive to be cooler. And so I've got an office building that I made rough sketches of last night, and that's something I'd love to do for the city. And I don't know if you guys ever do that, if you just kind of look at things and say, I wonder what that will look like in Lego, and then try to figure it out. I don't know. I do that. Oh, boys. Boy, oh, boy. There is a, there are more articles that I could read you. Just give me a second here and we'll get you another news of the weird. Hopefully it won't be about kindergartners and Jello shots or people in Home Depot sheds doing things they shouldn't. But okay, this is gross. I don't know what's wrong with people. Okay, but here it goes. This is what happened. Authorities in Delaware County, Pennsylvania, have arrested a 44-year-old by the name of Christina Solomento of Ridley Park after a crappy incident, and they mean crappy, in April 29th. Solomento and another driver took part in a road rage event that ended with Solomento exiting her car, backing up in front of the other car, and defecating on the front grille of the car. Okay. So we are degrading ourselves to the point where we are projectile pooping on other people's cars. Awesome. Highly recommend it. Do not actually. Okay, let's see. There's more to the article. Oh, where did that piece go? There it goes. As seen in the witness video, she walked up triumphantly back to her car and drove off. She was taken into custody on May 1st, so a few days later, and charged with indecent exposure, disorderly conduct, harassment, and depositing waste on a highway. Depositing waste on a highway. I love that. That's just, oh my gosh, I can't believe that. That is just something else. How the heck do you, oh man. I'm sorry, guys. I just depositing waste on a highway. That's almost as bad as, I think it was Minnesota. They have a law, and instead of disorderly conduct, they call it causing mayhem. And I love that charge. And I'm not saying love it as in like I want it or I encourage people to get it. No. I mean, I love the name of it because it totally reminds me of that. What's that? Insurance company that has that guy Mayhem. It totally reminds me of it. And not only that, it sounds kind of cool. You go to jail, and what are you in for? Causing general mayhem. Because literally, that's what he's in for. So I think that's pretty cool. And I know I shouldn't be glamorizing crime, but that's kind of funny. So yeah, we've got causing general mayhem, and we've got depositing waste on a highway. Nice. Thanks for that, though. You give me something to talk about. Even if it is crappy. Man, how do you... But seriously, like, how do you get mad at somebody on the road and then get so comfortable as to just stop your car and then SH all over their car? I mean, like, how does one do such things? Okay, it wants me to somehow attach that. What? Okay, I need to look at this underside, make sure I did miss one piece, but okay. No, it is. Oh, well, I did it wrong. Okay. All right. Well, that makes more sense now. I think now I'll be able to attach it. Yeah, there it goes. Okay. So we added this panel here, and I want to see an underground subway, and you will. You will see an underground subway. I will be working on that. Okay, so push that in. Okay. Why? Oh. Okay, I did that. Okay. Yeah, and I'm going to build the Subway restaurant also in the Subway. That's that's a requirement. Because I have to troll just a little bit while I do stuff. I've already got the Ninja Turtles layer built in the Subways. Do I have any plans for Memorial Day? Other than just being off of work, no. I wished I could tell you that, oh, yes, I have these exciting plans, but I kind of really don't. The fact that I don't have to drive into work, the hour commute each way, that'll be enough of a vacation that day. What's different about it? Different color scheme mostly. Just kidding. There is more to it than that, but unless you follow the Star Wars lore, I probably am going to put you to sleep if I told you the differences between the ships. Many upgrades were made to it once Boba Fett got a hold of it after his father died. And again, you kind of just have to know the Star Wars lore, or else a lot of things that I'd say just don't make sense. But there are some differences, some upgrades that were made to it, different paint scheme, that kind of thing. But they are very similar. That's very true. And to the untrained eye, it probably doesn't look much different. And it's probably not that sexy of a difference either. So I get that. And I don't think you were trying to be rude. That's a very good question, actually. All right, so we've got another one. Great art, this one's called. A veteran New York City denizens are familiar with a character called Kevin Carpet, who has reportedly been around since early... I think that's a misspelling. I think it's supposed to be August. According to New York Post, Kevin is a performance artist who likes to wrap himself in a piece of carpet and lie on the ground where people will step all over him. Oh, okay. All right. Mr. Kevin Carpet. He's quoted as saying, "This is not a fetish for me." It could have fooled me. It's a Zen type state. I'm feeling the people hearing what they're talking about. Yeah, but they're stepping all over you. It's gotta hurt. Oh boy, I don't know, guys. I'm starting to lose faith in humanity. Help me out. Some even remember him from the club scene. It's amazing he's still around, said one commenter on a TikTok post. Others call him perverted and sick, but one deadpan, that's just Kevin Carpet. Okay, cool. Yeah. Could have fooled me. Yeah, me too. I don't know what to say. I mean, speaking of fetishes, Mrs. Chip has talked about doing her own OnlyFans page where she just shows her feet. I'm just kidding. She has not. I'm joking around. And I don't understand that. To each his own. I get it. But dang, people have a foot fetish. I'm very perplexed. But I mean, I guess variety, as they say, is the spice of life, and it is what makes the world go round. So I'm glad somebody has a foot fetish out there, but no thanks. Not for me. Shut up, you. Well, you know, she's in the Army, so she can't do a normal OnlyFans. No, I'm just kidding. She wouldn't anyway. She's not that kind of girl. But yeah, actually thinking about the practicality of that, a foot page is about all she could do, or else she could get kicked out of the Army and lose her retirement. So yeah, Mrs. Chip is not even considering it. I'm just being a jerk. So anyway. Well, guys, we've only got about 30 pieces on this table. And then after that, we're just going to call it a day. And like I said, look forward to probably Tuesday or Wednesday. And we will go ahead and finish this guy off. Oh gosh, this thing will not. There it goes. Oh, there we go. I don't know what was wrong with that piece. It just didn't want to stick. And I'm not worried that it fell on the floor because pieces like that are normally extra. So I'm not really that worried about it. No, it gives Max something for Max to chew on. He likes plastic. Literally, he does. Oh, well, seems like I needed that piece. Crap, where'd it go? There it is. Usually small pieces like these little pips are extra, but not in this case. I actually needed it. Okay. Oh, dang it. I messed this up. Made a mistake. There we go. Come on. There we go. I was supposed to have one go in one direction, one go in the other, and I put them both the same way, so that was kind of a pain in the rump. Okay, there's those. Okay, now we can. I think this is it. Nope, there's a few extra pieces. Okay. Okay. Just have this little piece here to keep this on here, and it's made out of rubber, so it's a little flexible. Okay, guys, this is bags 1 through 18. It is looking much like the ship. It's got a ways to go. Like we got the big old cockpit piece here. We've got, of course, this on the other side, a little bit here, the weapons here, the wings. We got a little bit left, but this is all we're going to do for today. So I appreciate you guys spending your Sunday morning / afternoon with me. If you guys would hit the like button, subscribe. If you have subscribed before and you feel like I've earned your subscription, please just make sure you're still subscribed. YouTube likes to kick people off for some reason. I've never figured that out, but if you figure it out, let me know. Leave me a comment below. Let me know if you bought this. Let me know if you like this. Let me know if you have other versions of it, because there was an earlier version of this, like way back, like 20 years ago. Or let me know if you have the other versions of this ship, because there are other ones out there too. Anyway, let me know. Let me know if you plan on buying this. Let me know if you have bought this. Let me know if you have bought it, if you've made it already. Love to know all that. All right, guys, be good to each other. Stay safe out there, and I will catch you on Tuesday or Wednesday.